Welcome bitches, one and all, to my reaction to Season 1, Episode 1 of the originals, Always and Forever. So yes, we are finally here. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. Now, I do know that this episode in and of itself is very, very, very similar to the episode, the originals that was in the Vampire Diaries, so I'm not expecting too much different. I've heard that it's basically the same episode, just told from Elijah's point of view, so I assume we're going to be getting some different scenes, some different takes on scenes, but overall it's going to be the same general story that we saw in that episode, so I am excited to get into it. I know it's going to be quite similar, but I don't know. I'm just excited to be starting a new show and to know that like half of my recording schedule is taken up by this universe. Fucking beautiful. But yes, I'm done rambling. Very excited to get into it and start this journey. So without further ado, let's go.
Over the course of my long life, I have come to believe that we are bound forever to those with whom we share blood. That bond can be our greatest strength.
God, I think we got a show based
our deepest regret.
Wholly on the original family.
What do you make of that?
Interesting. I mean, based on the timeline, that would be Cole and Finn, wouldn't it? I was literally gonna say, when they said, where is everyone? I was like, they're probably waiting for you.
Would you be so good as to tell us where it is that we have landed?
The French colony of Louisiana, off the shores of a town they've named New Orleans.
So that's where they landed, damn. Oh my Christ. Oh my God. What a scene. Oh, my brain is so used to seeing the Vampire Diaries logo with that. That was cool.
I just moved here myself. What brought you back?
Well, my brother's here somewhere. I'm afraid he might have gotten himself into a bit of a bind.
You say that like it's a common occurrence.
It is, actually.
All told, he has a long history of getting himself into trouble.
And I'm guessing
Yes,
you have
he
a long
does.
history.
They've given this lady a lot of screen time in the episode in the Vampire Diaries as well. So who the fuck is she and what importance does she have to the story?
Are you going to continue following me, Elijah? Or do you want to talk?
Ooh.
You know who I am.
You and your family are famous amongst the witches.
So she is an actual witch, I was wondering.
Well, if he's looking for Jane Ann, he's a little late.
Are you telling me she's dead?
Come on. Her sister Sophie's going to want to talk to you.
This is so cool because Elijah was very much like out of the loop in that episode. It was so heavily Klaus focused that to see all of the things that Elijah was doing and finding out in the background, it's really interesting. I like how they've done this. It's like we're getting all the missing pieces. Sorry to pause again. I know that I've just pressed play, but I really appreciate episodes that are done this way because you never get to see all of the behind the scenes stuff. Like all of these things happen and we're only watching one character's point of view, but as we're seeing here, she died on that street. The vampire, I can't remember his name, sorry, he murdered her and then left her body there. So like, of course the witches are going to be mourning. Of course her sister's going to find her body and be mourning. So I just love that we're actually being shown this for once.
I gotta tell you, Soph, this street corner has not proven the luckiest spot for your family tonight.
Wow.
I'm gonna hold on to your sister's body in case maybe you remember why Klaus is here.
Marcel, please. Her body won't be at peace.
Not my problem.
Wow, what a twat.
Our brother seems to have wandered into a war zone, and I haven't been able to find him.
Sorry, what was that? I stopped paying attention at our brother.
Rebecca.
A hateful, traitorous bastard of a brother.
Wow. Oh. Nice one, Elijah.
So why don't you tell me what business your family has with my brother?
Yeah, I was wondering if we would get Elijah's point of view on finding out about Klaus's child and everything, because all we saw was Elijah just like turn up and tell Klaus to like actually listen. So I want to see him finding out. And it's interesting because Klaus is a very combative person and he's someone that is not very easy to talk to. So when we were finding out all of this information through Klaus, it was very much that like they were trying to coerce him and it wasn't so much of a conversation as just trying to make him fucking sit down and listen. So I appreciate that because Elijah is a gentleman and he's a lot calmer than Klaus, we're getting a lot more discussions. We're getting a lot more information through less abrasive means. And so I really appreciate this. I like how they've done this episode because it's very much, it's giving us a lot more information and it's sort of, what am I trying to say? because we already had the groundwork laid out in the Vampire Diaries, it's letting us really get into this story and connect with these people, connect with this city, connect with the witch community. And I really appreciate that because it allows the story to feel a lot deeper and a lot more rich. So, like, for a first episode of a TV show, you can't ask for more than that.
We haven't had much luck until my sister Jane Ann met a girl from a small town in Virginia. This special werewolf girl? She's pregnant. And the father of the child she's carrying is your brother Klaus.
Hey, Haley.
Who the hell are you?
Have they never met? I suppose not.
Vampires are dead. They can't have children.
Perhaps if you knew my brother's story, it might explain how this is possible.
Yeah.
If you open your mind to me, I can show you.
Wait, really? Have we seen this happen before? If we have, we haven't seen it in a while. Jesus.
What is happening to me? No!
Thus it was revealed.
Elijah! Elijah! Hold him down! Brother! Please, don't let them do this to me! Help me.
Your dad was a dick.
Yep, colossal dick.
I cannot excuse his behavior, but you must understand. And our father haunted him, haunted us for centuries. Every time we found a moment of happiness, we were forced to flee. Even here, in New Orleans, where we were.
I don't deny that they have all been heavily influenced by the fact that their father has been chasing them and to be on the run. Like, you look at Catherine as well, how she became such a cold-hearted bitch from all those years of Klaus hunting her. It's like, I completely understand that that would negatively impact someone and would make them not the best person to be around. But my issue with Klaus has always been that I look at Elijah and I see Elijah as like a gentleman and someone who sticks to his word. And yes, I'm sure Elijah has done a lot of shit in his past as well. Like, we even saw at the start of the episode with that ship, they just willy-nilly killed a bunch of people. But I don't know, there's just something about Elijah that I'm drawn to and I like. Whereas with Klaus, I get really put off by him. So, like, I do understand how he would be influenced, and I do understand that that would explain a lot of the negatives of his personality, but I'm hoping that in this show I can connect to Klaus more, because I haven't so far. I just always get annoyed by him, you know?
I wonder if perhaps this baby might be a way for my brother to find happiness.
That's what I mean. I hope that it allows me to connect with him as well.
Everything Marcel knows about being a vampire, he learned from Klaus.
He won't see the betrayal coming.
Yes, well, I'm sure you're aware my brother Niklaus doesn't like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Convince Klaus to help us, and no one has to know about the newest member of the original family.
That sounds remarkably like blackmail.
I'm desperate.
I was going to say, they will do anything, mate.
It's a trick, Elijah.
No, brother. It's a gift. It's your chance. It's our chance.
To what?
To start over.
I will not be manipulated.
So they're manipulating you. So what? With them, this girl and her child, your child, live.
It's like, this is what I was saying when we originally watched this in the Vampire Diaries. It's like, yes, they're manipulating you, but like Elijah said, so fucking what? Like, if they're manipulating you so that they can be safe, do it. Just do it. Like, so that you can have your child, a child that you didn't know was possible, the first new member of your family in 1,000 years. Fucking do it. Who gives a shit, bro? But yeah, one thing I wanted to say was, we are currently midway through the episode, and I'm pretty sure in the episode of the Vampire Diaries that this is based on, I'm pretty sure this was very near the end, this scene. So are we going to be getting a lot of new scenes? Because I was told it was basically the same episode with a few added scenes, but it's felt like a wholly new episode so far.
Now that your coven has drawn his ire, I have a question. What prevents my brother from murdering you instead of cooperating?
Ow!
She's linked her life to her. Okay.
You have until midnight to get Klaus to change his mind.
Damn.
With any luck, this misadventure will allow us a reprieve from all of his insanity.
Even if I was to return him to sanity, he just lost Marcel's trust. I'm almost out of time to get the girl.
Get her. Have you lost your mind? Are we running an orphanage now?
Say what you will about Niklaus.
Rebecca, the baby's your family too, my darling. You're like, Rebecca's spoken so much about wanting to be human and having a family. My darling, you have a family, and you're about to welcome a new one into the world. Why are you not more excited about that?
Elijah Michelson. Yup. I got it. It's all good.
Okay, one, who was he on the phone to? And two, what is this talk gonna be?
Return the body to Witch Jane Anne. Allow her people to put her to rest.
What do you care about the witches?
Well, that's my business now, isn't it?
Get fucked.
The body of your fallen friend, which I procured from Marcel himself.
I appreciate how much of the witch's story we've got to see this episode.
Klaus will agree to your terms. I just need a little more time.
You had your time. It's past.
Shut up, Agnes.
There's one thing you can guarantee that Elijah cares about, is family. So if you kill this girl and that baby, nope.
Have I not made clear my desire to be left alone?
Oh, you demand to be left alone at least once a decade. Your words have ceased to have impact.
You're beyond pathetic, Elijah.
Klaus, for fuck's sake.
I haven't cared about anything for centuries. Why on earth do you?
Well, because I failed you. Because the first time our father laid a hand on you, I should have struck him dead.
Aww. Oh, bless
Family
him.
above all.
God, you can tell that that day where he held Klaus down with his father has haunted Elijah. I find that there's just something about Elijah that I just find so respectable. I can't describe it. There's just something about his personality that he's truly, I would have to like properly sit down and figure this out, but I would say he's in my top 3 characters of the entire like Vampire Diaries universe. I love Elijah, and I don't know why. Like, I can't sit here and tell you why. I can come up with a few reasons. Like, he's a gentleman. He cares about his family. Like, he seems like a nice guy. As nice as you can be as an original vampire, if you know what I mean. But there's just something about his personality that I'm always drawn to.
You are a sentimental fool.
Perhaps. But I've lasted this long in spite of it, haven't I?
Ooh. And I would say he's felt a lot more happiness in his life than you have, Klaus.
This town was my home once, and in my absence, Marcel has got everything I ever wanted. I made him in my image, and he has bettered me. I want what he has. I want it back.
But you have a family available to you right now, mate. Is that not enough?
This child could offer you the one thing that you've never believed you had. The unconditional love of family.
Tell Sophie Devereaux we have a deal.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I'm excited to get into the actual like swing of things.
Right now, you're the most important person in this family. We need a good home.
In this family. Already welcomed her in.
I was abandoned when I was born, and my adoptive parents kicked me out the second that I turned into a wolf. I don't really know how I feel about being a mother because I never really had a good one.
Yeah. It's always the saddest when you see people who have not had a very good upbringing and have not had good role models as parents, because you know that would be a fear in their hearts. Like, even if they do want children, it will be such a big fear of like, what if I'm not good? Like, what if I'm a terrible parent because I never knew what it was to be one? And it's just such a sad reality for some people. But even though your upbringing influences you a lot, as long as you're a good person, I'm sure that you'll make your way through. You'll be an incredible parent.
My only concern now is this coven of impudent witches.
I believe them to be honorable, although they haven't been entirely forthcoming. Marcel obviously has something that they need.
Yeah. This is why I've been wondering, like, we've been talking about, like, how has Marcel taken over the witches? How does he have this power over them? But the witches themselves have not mentioned anything. They haven't said that he's got this power over them. They've just said that they can't perform magic under him and that there are rules. But why are they following these rules? You know what I mean? Like, what is this hidden thing that no one's fucking talking about? Who is this?
I assume it's all quiet out there.
The witches know better than to use magic.
Ah, see, this is what I said when I was watching the other episode. I said, like, how do you track magic? How do you know that they're using magic? Surely another witch will be able to tell if a witch is using magic. So we have a sympathizer here. Interesting. I wonder, is he holding her against her own will, or does she want to be here?
They know
What's
they can
going
sense
on?
it when they do. What about the old ones? They're dangerous, and I don't want them to hurt you.
The originals.
Davina. And she obviously cares for him, so...
In my desire to reclaim this town, I have realized one massive vulnerability. You.
Oh.
Forgive me, my brother.
Ah.
I have to do it alone.
I honestly hate you, Klaus. Is that it? Yep. For fuck's sake. Like, this man, he pisses me off every single chance that he gets. Like, just fucking work with your family for once. Jesus Christ. So yes, there we have season 1, episode 1 of The Originals, and I really enjoyed it. I like how the groundwork has been set, but not just that, I appreciated that even though it was so heavily linked to the episode in the Vampire Diaries, the few scenes that we got in between were like, how do I describe this? Basically, because the episode was so heavily following Klaus, the one in the Vampire Diaries, we got to see a lot of people, and we got to see a lot of the people in the community, but it felt very much like they were just side characters in his story. Whereas this episode allowed us to fully explore them, fully explore the community of witches, fully explore their thoughts, their beliefs, their opinions, fully explore Sophie and her link to her sister and wanting to bury the body, and that was what was being held over them. Like, I just enjoy how much this episode enriched what we had already seen and has allowed me to become a lot more invested in this city and the people within it. Now, the few new bits that we got, obviously the main one, this witch Sophie, who has betrayed her own kind to work with Marcel. It seems like she does genuinely care for him, which is interesting. You do wonder, she can't be compelled, but has she been coerced to help him? I don't know. I really want to find out more about her story and why she is turning on her own kind, because she's literally murdering other witches who have technically done nothing wrong, but expressed who they are through magic, you know? So yes, a fantastic opening to the season, and I'm so excited to explore this story more. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I've left a link down below to my Patreon. We're able to find the early and uncut reactions to The Originals and all the other shows that I do. Also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials, so be sure to follow them if you are interested. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.